Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and I'm here with Nathan, and we're out here driving around the 2021 Infiniti Q50 400 Red Sport all-wheel drive. And that is the last time we will use that entire name for this car, because there are many easier ways to refer to it. Just the Q50 Red Sport, Q50S is how it says on the deck lid. But here in 2021, this car is in an interesting spot. It's been out for a long time now. I mean, I think it was like 2014 or so, Infiniti started switching over from the, they still had the G-Class in what it looked like from kind of like 2007 onward. And it's been essentially the same. I mean, there have been a few minor updates here and there, but it looks about the same, the interior's about the same. So, it's kind of a tough value proposition here in 2021. So Nathan and I have been driving around for a little bit. Some consensuses we've been able to come to, the powertrain's pretty good. It pulls strong. It's 400 horse, 350 pound-feet of torque, 7-speed automatic, and even here in standard drive mode, put your foot to the floor. Takes a second, but it pulls. We've got that sport exhaust back there making a pretty good sound. Put it in a manual mode, get the revs up there, toss it around a bit. See if we can beat this Jeep Commander. So on paper, it's got a lot going for it, but I noticed and Nathan noticed there are little, almost intangible, very hard to explain things that just make the car not feel good. I mean, what are some of the things that you've noticed?
Well, for one, just looking at the way it's laid out, it feels very Nissan. It does not feel like a luxury car in any way. I get no luxury sense from this. It feels very sporty, but no luxury.
You're not even wooed by the quilted leather seats?
I mean, it's nice, but the seats don't do it for me.
Right. Well, and it's interesting that you kind of bring that up, because that just goes along with the whole idea that it's really hard to put into words why this car doesn't feel very special and why some other cars feel special. I mean, you'll hear auto journalists talk about certain cars that they'll get into, and it might not be that expensive, it might not be that luxurious or anything, but whether it's something about the way it drives, the way it feels, the way it's laid out, the materials, it feels good and it feels cool. One thing that just kind of comes to mind, and this is a little personal, but the 2012, the third generation Ford Focus. That was not a luxury car by any means, but in its top trim, something about the way it sort of cocooned you in, kind of a spaceship sort of feel.
I always said I felt like I was in a jet fighter cockpit.
Yeah,
the way I sat.
Right. So companies can make very engaging, just satisfying cars that don't have to be fancy, they don't have to be super powerful, anything like that. Very subtle things that make cars good or not good. And on paper, everything seems to be in order for this Infiniti. I mean, if I came up to you and told you, hey, I've got a car this week, it's a sports sedan, it's got 400 horse, 7-speed automatic, and it's a luxury vehicle, you'd be like, oh wow, that sounds cool. But then you just kind of get inside this car and you're like, there's an emotional element to it. And for a lot of us, people who buy, especially sportier type cars, they often want an emotional plea, whether it's driving emotion or sometimes even just luxurious feeling emotion, like the Volvos.
Yeah.
The new Volvos, I mean, they're not the best driving cars, I'll admit. They're all 2-liter turbos. Even the powerful ones like the T8, yes, it's fast, but it's not like a charismatic powertrain. However,
hate the engines in those.
Right, exactly.
Old 2 liters.
However, the interiors are not only luxurious, but they feel luxurious. They look luxurious. The materials are nice. Everything is made in a way that's meant to satisfy you as a human being. And so it works. I mean, the cars are desirable in that way. And this just doesn't really do it. Everything, it's like a B student.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like Everything's there. Nothing's really missed. Even the sound system is just kind of average. Like, it's okay, but it's just
I guess the steering, it's weird not being
yeah, it's the fully electronic steering. There's no mechanical connection to it. It's all just steer by wire, and it takes the life out of it. It's just kind of bleh. But again, it's not awful.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's just different.
Right. Like, yes, I can feel and hear that the car is at its limit right now. Tires are squealing, but I don't feel that resistance at all. There's no difference in the steering wheel as it loads up. It feels like a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Up here at the highway, it's fine. It's kind of a loud section of road that we're on. I did do the 100-mile highway fuel economy test on this, so if you want to see those results, check the link in the description. But the road noise, wind noise, that's all fine. It's kind of average for the class. Seat comfort, 50%. These seats don't have a whole lot of adjustability. The TLX that we've got this week has much more. You can adjust the lumbar in 4 ways. You can adjust the outer bolsters in 4 ways. You can electronically adjust the seat cushion. I do appreciate that Infiniti at least allows you to manually adjust the seat cushion down here, so that's good.
Passenger also does it.
Yep. There's not a ton of storage space. We'll talk about that a bit more when we get stopped.
There's just no emotion to this car.
Yeah. And I gotta admit, we're being a little harsh on the Q50. For some people, they don't care about that.
Yeah.
They just want something that looks cool. It's got big numbers on paper. They can put their foot down. They got all-wheel drive. They'll be plenty safe. They can go fast and sound cool.
This would be a totally fine daily. It'd be a totally fun daily. But you wouldn't want to have this as the thing you come out to the garage and that brings joy to you.
Yep.
It's not like something you think, oh, I want to just go take this for a drive.
Right.
It's not that. It would be, say your work was about 30 miles away.
And you just needed to get there.
And you wanted to get there, but you had some extra money, so you got a semi-fast, good handling,
Yep.
decently fun car to drive. That will be, and it will be reliable.
Oh, yeah.
These engines are notoriously reliable.
Do a little 60-0 braking stop. And Sport Plus. Do the launch. That was a weird pause right there.
Yeah.
It didn't do that earlier. I'm gonna try again.
Yeah, it threw me back, and then it was like, what?
There we go. Yeah, it's quick.
400 horsepower, I was expecting more.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You always get used to power.
Yeah.
You could have a 500 horsepower car, and then after you've owned it for a while, that'll just feel normal. And then you need 6, and then you need 7.
But also just watching the gauge go up, there are definitely 400 horsepower cars that are faster.
Right. I do like that sound.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
The other thing is, I don't think anyone's ever going to aspire to own a Q50. Even like the BMW 3 Series, there are 3 Series fans out there. Like, there are people that like, I want to get a 3 Series. Like, that's cool. I want to get an M3, something like that. I don't really know anyone who's like, yeah, I want to get a Q50.
Yeah.
Like,
I used to want a Q50 Red Sport. Like, sometimes, back when they first came out, I was like,
okay,
wow, someday I would, really want to own one of these just because it'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've actually been in one and, driven it, felt it, I definitely don't think that anymore.
Yeah. A lot of things done right on paper, but at the end of the day, when that whole product comes together, it's gotta wow you. And it's not necessarily a price thing or anything specific. They're just, some cars have it and some cars don't. Even normal cars. And then when you consider that this thing costs $62,000 the way we're driving it right now, makes it a little tough. And I felt the same way about the QX80 that we had a few weeks ago. The QX80 was cool back 10 years ago, but now it's just like,
Yeah.
Who cares? It just, yeah. I do appreciate that you get a 360-degree camera. I think that's important in this class.
The resolution's a little poor, though.
Yeah, it's not fantastic. This whole double screen system's a little wonky. Looking around the interior, again, nothing, like you said earlier, no bad, like, egregious mess ups. This is a nice, kind of cool, like, inlaid carbon fiber. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Looks nice. I like the swooping line.
I like the gray right here. I like the mixture of colors.
But yet it's not too crazy mixture like a Cadillac or something.
Yeah.
You're a bit down on power points, but not too bad. You can see they added a USB-A and a USB-C and a 3.5mm auxiliary input in there. That's not huge. It'd be tough if you had a cell phone and a wallet and a water bottle.
Where's a place to put your phone?
Pretty much have to go with a cup holder.
Here, you could. Oh, that's just gonna fall out down on the door, which is where I usually go.
I know you're not a big fan of the looks of the interior, but I think it looks decent. I really do. I like this kind of swoop line, double over there. I like the red contrast stitching. I think the seats look nice, although if you wore jeans a lot, they'd probably get blued out.
The colors and the stitching is all very, very nice, but the actual physical shape of everything, it doesn't do it for me.
Gotcha. Take a look. I do like the feel of the door handles. I think it's got like a cool swoop to it. It feels nice.
One thing they did do good is this center knob right here. Like whenever I get into, like, every car is almost like their signature knob.
Yeah.
Like, especially Genesis and Volvo, BMW. They all have that thing there, and this looks good. This feels nice.
The downside to it is its function is virtually useless. All it does is zoom in and out of the map and move it around, which is nice to have sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like a BMW that you can control the whole system with the center knob.
You can't do that?
No, this screen is totally independent, and this is how you do your audio and your climate and things like that.
So that's only nav.
Yes, this top screen is only nav. And that drives some people nuts. I don't mind it. It seems a little unnecessary. But yeah, the resolutions are completely different. It's still a touchscreen.
Yeah.
So you could still just pinch and zoom and things like that. But they're like, some people want a knob, so let's do a knob.
I would rather have physical buttons right here. And just have one screen right there. Except like the Ram 1500 with its giant screen, or Tesla, or just.
But even the Ram, I prefer the smaller screen in the Ram.
You do?
Yeah, because it's just, I'd rather have physical buttons for things like my climate and stuff, and then give me a big touch screen. The only system that it works well enough is Tesla's, because it's so quick. It's like having a tablet. It's never laggy. I do appreciate that they at least kept the climate control things right here. Although to get your heated steering wheel, you have to go into climate and press that. Backseat.
Yep.
So you got a USB-A, USB-C back here as well. That was probably added after the fact. The seats actually have a really nice recline to them. Got cup holders. Oh, the leather's really slippery, and it looks really nice. It feels nice to the touch. In practice, it kind of makes it hard to get comfortable, but I'm still kind of a fan of it. So it's a decent back seat. There's a good amount of legroom. The recline is nice. You could probably hang out there for a while.
Oh yeah. Well, you got this. It's almost kind of like a upper armrest right here. It feels really good. Now put this. One thing, this isn't unique to this car, but it drives me nuts.
The way it just flops.
Yeah. It's just like it would come up a little bit, so it can just be there and be more comfortable.
Right.
Anyway.
But you do have USB A and C and air vents, so those are all good things.
Yes. Yeah. It feels very comfortable.
Yep. Trunk, you have this nice little carbon fiber spoiler. That's an extra package. I appreciate that it's just a manual opening trunk. Pretty solid area, nothing too fancy. I like this nice Infiniti carpet. It's just like the Infiniti carpet I had back in the day.
Good.
Do you have a spare? Let's see. If you do, it's way, way under everything. I don't think so.
Look how big the exhaust pipes are.
Yeah, like I said, these are the Sport Infiniti exhaust pipes. They say Infiniti on there, and they are big. In fact, they sound quite good. Let's start it up here.
You'd like me to give it a rev?
Yeah. That sounds really good.
And it doesn't have a soft limiter.
Does it?
It doesn't.
Oh, it just goes right up to red line?
Yeah.
Here, listen to it from back here. It really hits you.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. Like I said, the best part about this car is the powertrain. If they could keep this and then put it into something brand new, Infiniti needs a little bit of a lifeline thrown to them, but this is definitely a strong point. V6 twin turbo, pushing out 400 horse. And I will say, after all this, I was an Infiniti owner.
Yeah.
I liked the brand. I really think Infiniti hit their peak in the late 2000s, and it's just been sad to watch them decline. So I know we've been a bit harsh on this car. We just got to keep it honest, and it's because we want Infiniti to succeed. We'd love to see a successful, compelling, emotional car like Infiniti used to make. So thanks, Nathan, for helping us out with the Infiniti here. And thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more on the Q50, check the links in the description for our in-depth sound system review, as well as our real-world highway fuel economy test. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.